So Ms. Wilson, please state your full name, including your maiden name if applicable, which you already know, and share your Delta information, such as your semester and year you joined, how many were on your line number and line name if you had one, and your graduating class year and major.
Okay, full name is Barbara Jeanette Waters Wilson, and I was initiated into Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated in December of 1967, along with 13 of the line sisters, but 12 of the line sisters with 13 online. And I was number 7, and my line name was Rosie Posey. I graduated from NCCU in 1969 with an undergrad degree in Bachelor of Science in Commerce.
Can you tell us why you got Rosie Posey?
Because I was one always asking the questions.
So I'm going to interject right quick. Our chapter used to do pass down line names. And so I don't know when it really started, but I know you got one. I think it's the largest, it's like 22 pass down names. And so that's why I asked you about Rosie Posey, because it's like Peacock and it's some rough ones out there too. So
And I was never told if there were any prior to my being called Rosie Posey.
oh wow.
But
I love it.
that was it. I think because I was asked a lot of questions. I wanted to know.
I know that's right. And can you tell me what current grad chapter you're in and where you reside?
Raleigh alumni chapter, and I live in Raleigh, North Carolina.
And can you tell me who this lovely person is on this chat? I won't expose who she is. I will let her introduce herself as well. But can you tell us who she is?
Absolutely. That's my sunshine. That is my daughter, who I'm very proud of, and I love her. And so I think you said she's going to introduce herself. So I will let her take the mic now.
Okay, sunshine.
So I am Jamaine Elise Wilson Montgomery. I am a graduate of North Carolina Central University. I graduated in 1997. I pledged spring 95, Alpha Lambda spring 95. My line number 64. My line name, Connie Chung. And I do just want to say, take the time to just, obviously, for those who will watch this, Janelle is my line sister. I love her to pieces. And when she told me she was doing this, I just, this is an awesome way to remember our history, the rich history of Alpha Lambda and North Carolina Central University. And so I'm just proud of my line sister, Janelle J. Morrow, for doing this. So thank you. And to my mom, I love her so much. Thank you, Mommy, for making me a Delta.
Well, since you said it like that, can you tell me, Jamaine, why did you want to be a Delta?
So, obviously, graduated from North Carolina Central, growing up, we went to homecomings every year. So like, there really was nothing that I wanted to be other than a North Carolina Central Eagle and then a member of Delta Sigma Theta. My mom is my role model in every facet of life. And so, obviously, being a legacy and again, seeing her be active in the community with Delta as I was growing up, taking me to the community functions that Delta had. We grew up in Charlotte. So I was a part of the cotillion and I was a part of the rich legacy of Delta in Charlotte. And so again, once I got to North Carolina Central and, I made the choice to pledge Delta Sigma Theta, it was just, that's all I ever wanted to be.
Okay, great. So I'm gonna do one more thing. I'm already recording, but as a backup, I'm gonna make sure it's recording. So I just want to always do like a backup. So I just thought about that because I know. Okay, so but it did capture everything you said, so I just wanted to let you know. So back to you, Miss Wilson, Soror Wilson. I have another question. When did it go from Soror Barbara to Soror Wilson? I was always taught Soror had a last name. Now they do Soror in the first name. Have y'all noticed that?
I haven't
I
known.
have noticed that too. Yes, I don't know why, but I do use still my Sarah's last name, most of them. But I
Yeah.
think the one that I communicate with a lot, I may just say Sarah, whatever the name is, Sarah Grace or Sarah Michelle. But I'd say my older, and of course I'm older too, but some of the other Sarahs, maybe I don't. I'm just meeting them. I will use their last name, Sarah Farmer or maybe Soror Goins or something like that.
Yeah, it's wild to me. It's just, when I see people like Soror Janelle, I'm like, what? Soror
But
Morrow.
I will say this, most of you all call me Sarah Mom, especially
Yeah.
Sarah Erica, Sarah Mom. And even when I go to chapter meetings now, it still can be Sarah Mom because I have my daughter-in-law in that same chapter, and I won't say whatever they call me. Jamaine knows what I'm talking about. Jamaine, you know what I'm talking about? You know
Uh-uh.
what my grands call me.
Oh, sugar mama.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sugar Mama. Oh, can I? No, I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave
they
it
call me
alone.
that. Oh, sugar mama. But it's all love. It's all
I
love.
love it.
They're
I love
fun.
it. So Sarah Wilson, tell me what inspired you to join Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated?
My play mother. When I was, I guess, in high school, I got to really know her better. As in elementary school, it's just you're just existing. But when you get to high school, secondary, you're thinking about your future plans and whatnot. And she was such an inspiration, such a beautiful, graceful lady that she really got me interested in that. And so then when I got to NCCU, I started looking at some of my big sisters. Some were Miss NCCU, some were sweethearts for some of the fraternities, and I was watch them every evening. We did it once a week in the bowl, and I would see them out there singing and just having a good time. And so when the time came when I could join the sorority, it was just number one, first choice.
So what dorm did you live in?
Well, starting my freshman year, I actually lived off campus because they had sent my registration to my high school and no one was there for the summer. So it was like, hey, she doesn't want that room. So they gave it to someone else. So when I went to NCC the first day, I had to stand in line for off campus housing. And like Jamaine knows, I met three of my really good friends there because they had to have off campus housing. And
Mhm.
so there were four of us that lived on Formosa Street, right across from the science building, but they use that now for, I don't know, I think that's another, maybe a chemistry building there. So that was my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I was able to get into Rush, and I enjoyed that. That's the year they had a Panorade. And then my junior year, New Res, and my senior year, New Res. And
Okay.
so the senior year, I was able to have a room with my line sister,
Okay.
Helen. hmm
And what's New Res now? What dorm is that?
It's the bookstore
So
and the
for us,
parking there.
it was Latham though.
No, mine was New Res, right across from the football field and McDougal Gym. So now at the corner, well, maybe they did name it later after I left.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Okay.
It was
Okay.
Latham
Okay.
when we were there, Janelle.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So New
It
Res
was
was
New
Latham.
Res.
Yeah.
New
Gotcha.
Res. Exactly. Yeah.
And now they've torn that down, and now that's the parking deck and the bookstore
Right.
and
Bookstore.
partly admissions. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
Progress for the
I,
school.
I hope so because we're landlocked right now.
Yeah.
Um,
We are.
so what is a memorable moment from the time on campus and in the chapter that impacted you the most? So let's start with the most memorable moment from your time at NCCU.
From my time at NCCU, okay. Well, there are certain things I remember, but when I went there, the bookstore, gosh, how can I make you know the layout? You know where Anna Day Shepherd is?
Yes.
Okay. Anna Day Shepherd. If you're coming from like the football field, you had to walk down past what they call the old bookstore. It was underneath the old cafeteria.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a rail there. And the guys always sat there to look at you walking by. And that was just, I mean, I did not like that. I would go around the campus to keep from doing that. So I never forget that rail. But anyway, that was one thing I won't forget. And then I said, living off campus, I got to meet some people. I did miss a lot of activities because the lady who owned the house, she was real strict on us, and she wouldn't let us go to a lot of things. And so the ladies that I roomed with, they wanted me to say, okay, Barbara, if you'll go, she'll let us go. And she knew I didn't care to go for a lot of things. And so they would get a little upset with me because I guess I was a party pooper, But so that was my freshman year. Then my sophomore year, I was in New Reds. I told you that was the year they did the panty raise. And
Mm-hmm.
we were heating up our irons and getting whatever we could to throw at the guys if they came in there. And we had a little sit-in that year. I can't remember the reason. They wanted to change something. So we were sitting in the administration building uh, on both sides of the hallway, and we stretched out our legs so people who worked in the building couldn't get home. And they were just upset. So I remember that. And then football games were just a lot of fun. Basketball games. I remember, if you remember the NBA player, Earl Monroe, Earl the
Earl the
Pearl.
Pearl. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. It was great watching him come up and down that court. He played with Ted Manning, uh, T-Ball Connors, I think Earl Watkins, and another one that went on to the NBA from NCCU. So that was a lot of fun going to the basketball games and football games. And then I guess my junior year, I was really concentrating on my major then in the business department. Dr. Suggs was very strict on us. She had certain expectations for us. I mean, we couldn't even wear pants. We had to go dressed as a business person to our classes. Had some really good teachers, Mr. Turner, who later went on, I think, no, it was Mr. Thompson that started at UNCC. He taught me accounting. And did not learn to play bid whist. I was not like my other friends. They wanted to play bid whist. They stayed up late at night. I would go to bed. And then in the morning, they want me to get up and go to the cafeteria to get their breakfast, which I did. And so now when I'm out and then now as an adult, people say, you didn't learn to play bid whist. You didn't get a degree in bid whist. No, I didn't. So I guess that was the downfall of mine. But anyway, that was nice. And then, of course, I pledged my junior year, and I'll go back and talk about that. But then in my senior year, like I said, I was focusing more on my major. And that time, I was very interested in being a teacher. And so I had to do student teaching. They would not let me do it at my home school, but I could stay at home. And I went to the school in Goldsboro, Dillard High School, and did my student teaching. And then after I did that, I was looking forward to graduation and on to other things. And then I post going on to start a career.
Nice. So tell me, what was the most impactful thing? Well, tell me, how did you find out? Like, what was the pledge process like? I know you all had big line, little line. I guess yours would be considered little line because it was a fall.
Well, no, they had stopped that by the time that I pledged because actually two of my line sisters had been on the little line. And for whatever reason, sometimes when they had those two lines, grades dropped or you didn't get the money or just a heavy class load and people didn't go to the big line. So they had stopped that. So it was just one line for me. And then it was a shortened line too. I guess maybe not quite a semester. And of course, we had all the other things we had to do. We had to meet, we had to learn the material, bond. It was a great time. We met with the big sisters over in McLean Dormitory, and the advisor at that time was Miss Fitz, and she was in the business department too. So she kept an eye on me, and there was one other line sister who was in the business department. So we had to walk the straight line. We could not mess up. But yeah, that was and then that was my junior year when I pledged. I wish I could have pledged earlier. Not sure why I didn't. Maybe because it was two lines and they were kind of regrouping. But I'm thankful that I was able to get on that line. And the line sisters were great. We stay in touch now as best we can. We've lost a few,
Nice.
but you know, that's life.
Right. Do you remember how much it was?
I do not, but it certainly wasn't what it was nowadays. Because I did not come from money, but thank God I had brothers and sisters who probably helped me with it, you know, because you had to have outfits and things like that. So it could
Mhm.
be kind of pricey. Yeah, we had certain colors we had to wear and certain things we had to buy. And cause especially when we had to step, you know, we had to step. I think our day was Thursday, and we would step in front of Annie Day dormitory, and they were always waiting for the Delta girls. And I'm not
No,
much
that's
of a
right.
stepper,
I know that's
but
right.
I was behind a Sarah who could step, and I mimicked everything what she was doing. She worked with me, bless her heart, I tell you. But I got through it. But it was fun. It was fun. And then, of course, the last week was what they call Hell Week. And of course, you know, they tightened things up that week, and we had to go out every day.
Hmm.
And I remember one day we wore the shield for Omegas, and we had to, I guess, you know, salute them or whatnot. And then we had another outfit for the other days. And so then at the end of that week is when you cross the burning sands, and you could say you were Delta.
Now you know I'm gonna ask. You know I'm gonna ask. What was Hell Week like?
I'm sorry, what was what?
What was Hell Week like?
Oh, well, you changed during when I as I remember, like I tell Jermaine, this is all a blur. I'm trying to stretch this brain of mine. You had big sisters, but then there was one that was a special to you.
Hmm.
And my special that I remember was Helena Huntley. She's Helena Huntley Tidwell now. You very well know her with her late husband, Isaiah Tidwell, both
Hmm.
strong contributors to our university. And she was really wonderful and working with me, um, wanted me to just make her proud. I'll put it like that. And so she was there every week. And then when you got to Hell Week, they gave you another big sister who was your special. And I remember her, she was Shirlene Adams, and I think she's Shirlene Hill now. She lives in Winston-Salem,
Hmm.
and completely different personalities, but they were both good.
Okay, all right.
I'll leave it at that.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna leave that alone. So we're gonna move on to the next question. Is this how did membership in Delta transform your college experience while on campus and your life after college, especially in the terms of sisterhood and personal development?
Well, like I said, the ladies that were on a line with me, we stayed in touch with each other and helped each other. And Jamaine can attest to that. They became her aunts, you know, because we always would visit each other, see each other at homecoming, celebrate each other's kids, whatever they were doing. And then when I started working, I met other people, and I was I started with IBM right after graduation. And I don't know, I can kind of tell you how I got into that. I actually had planned to go into teaching. That was
Hmm.
my first choice. But, you know, God always has a different plan for you. And I went out to IBM to take a friend who wanted to go for IBM. And I was sitting there, and the lady asked me, her name was Betty Toole. She said, "Would you like to interview?" I said, "Sure." And I got the job and started the day after I graduated. Now, does that make sense? I didn't even take a break off.
Wow.
I mean, I marched on a Sunday and I went to work that Monday. But it was all fun, and I was thinking I would just work there for a little bit, and it turned out to be long enough to be a retiree. And during the course of that, I got active with the Raleigh chapter and met a lot of people. Then I moved on to the Charlotte chapter in 1979, met a lot of people there that went to NCCU and had a good time. And at my church, there were Deltas. And so it just broadened my network and social, I guess, my social life, and got active with both chapters and started having my family, my lovely daughter and my wonderful son.
Very nice. So, people always say, you get jobs because you're a Delta, or a Delta or Greeks will help you. Now, I can say my personal experience. There has been a time when I really got a job because I think that gave me the leverage that I was a member of a Greek organization because my boss was an Alpha. And so I do think it helped me. I don't think I got the job because I was a Greek, but I definitely think if I was in a tie with someone else, that sort of pushed me over. Do you think that that ever was an influence for you, or did you help someone else because they were a member of a Greek organization or a Delta?
When I started with IBM, there were a few black, we were increasing,
Mm-hmm.
but the area I worked in was mostly men. So I didn't really come across too many females.
Mm-hmm.
But so I really can't say that, well, I'm sure I can say that it didn't help me get the job,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if I was able to really say that I was able to network with a lot of the Deltas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I think it was just mostly just maybe when I did go to Charlotte, mostly people, like I said, in my church,
Mm-hmm.
and got my kids into Jack and Jill, and I knew a lot of Deltas there. So, but you're right, it does help when you go places. Even now, if I'm out and I may have on a tag on my luggage, uh, I see they'll say something, oh, hello, Sarah, and we don't know each other. I remember one time, and Jamaine, you might remember, we were flying, and one of the flight attendants saw that we were Deltas, and she kind of made some, some little perks for us, and I thought that was nice. And it's just it going wherever, you do see a lot of sorrow. Then my church, we have so many that we have our own little group. We go
Oh,
to
that's right.
lunch. Yeah, go to lunch or kind of remember each other's birthdays. And now that I think I can say it, my first lady is joining our chapter in Raleigh. So that's going to be exciting. I can't wait to sing the sweetheart song to her.
Oh, very nice, very nice. So we're gonna go back to your time at Central, right? How was sorority life received by others on campus?
Yeah, that was very well received. I mean, there were a lot of people that wanted to join
Mm-hmm.
with the sororities. They really did. And I mean, you could see them like if I wore my sorority sweater, it just I'm sure somebody like was a freshman saw that, wanted to know more about it. And then we were in
Mm-hmm.
the bowls singing, they you could see them standing around. And later on, my senior year, of course, I was able to participate in some membership intake. And so I know that was because they had uh, probably observed us around campus. And it was the one thing we wanted to make sure that we carried ourselves where people would want to be associated with us. And like I told you, Miss Fitz was our advisor,
Mm-hmm.
and she was in the business department, and so we conduct ourselves in a very nice manner. Very had no, yeah. I mean, if anything went on behind closed doors, it sure didn't come out to the public.
That's good
As they
because
say, what goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas,
I
right?
noticed, yes, absolutely, absolutely. You know, in the perception today with these young people on campus, there's definitely a perception of sorority people, sorority fraternity people, and people who are not, right? And so I really appreciate and value the fact that you said that we want to always have a good perception, and be a very welcoming organization. Um, some people say that we need to recruit members, or should we just be who we are? And if you want to join, you will present yourself accordingly. Do you agree with that?
Well, I guess does it come down when we have the rush? We do advertise and we invite people in then and share more information about what we do. So that I guess that is a form of recruiting to let people know
Hmm.
about that. I do know people in my family. I would tell them, hey, we're Deltas. We kind of reign in the Wilson family because my daughter-in-law is a Delta. My sister-in-law is a Delta. Two sister-in-laws are Delta. My niece is a Delta. My daughter's a Delta. Who am I missing, Jamaine? Um,
I think, yeah, that's yeah, several like I guess nieces, cousins. Yeah, it's a lot of deltas in our family.
yeah, a lot of
Nice.
Deltas, and I mean, I'm amazed. Like I told you, my church, we did not
Hmm.
know that we were so well populated at my church. I don't know how it comes about, but we'll just start talking about, so and so is a Delta. Okay, yeah. And then, okay, so somebody else. So now we've got what they call a group. I guess you call it a group chat or something. You know more
Uh-huh.
about that, Soror Mar, because I don't. I just give them my name. But add me to the group, please.
Very nice. So, in line with what we just talked about, how have you stayed engaged with the sorority? And I know you have, because you're so active in Raleigh alumni and your line sisters or campus sorors since graduating from NCCU. So, how have you yourself personally maintained the engagement?
With my line sisters, we would send emails back and forth and chat a little bit. Like I said, unfortunately, we've lost 4 of them. We were a small line, only 13. So we're down to 9 now, which is unfortunate. But we go to their homegoing when we see that and, support the family and all that. But what was the other part of it?
Like, how you stay engaged? Because I think sisterhood is something that you have to work on. I don't think it's something that's inherently just comes to you. And so, like Jamaine and I, so I'm gonna give you an example. Jamaine and I, we don't talk every day, but we don't have to because we have established a relationship and a love for each other that when we do talk, everything is right back on track, And so that came because we met as line sisters, right? So the question is like, how do you pledging in fall 67, it's now 2025. How have you stayed engaged with your line sisters? Because we know some people, they just don't stay engaged. They don't call, they don't write, they don't email. How have you just taken upon yourself personally to stay engaged?
Well, I guess to answer that question, when we got to the point that we were wanted to communicate and somebody want to know, well, how we lined up, who was first and who was last. So they want to know that in the pictures. We didn't have very many pictures back then. There were a couple with us, but we were really kind of pitiful in that picture because we were tired, trying to keep our grades up and do everything. So I went back and I got all the line as far as I could remember, the shortest to the tallest, and sent out an email. And then everybody's got that email. So now we will basically just email each other back and forth. There are a few that live in the Wake County area. 2 of my line sisters, well, 3 of my line sisters. One is in Wake Forest. One is in Raleigh. She's actually with the Raleigh chapter. And then one was at the Durham chapter. She just moved on to High Point. The other one is in California. The other's in Detroit, Michigan. And like I said, the others, oh no, one is in 2 in Northern Virginia. And so we just do it through line email. We had talked about maybe doing a Zoom call, but we're just kind of getting into technology. We've been out of school 56 years or so, well longer, with a Delta 56 years. So we're not tech savvy. So I just email right now. And homecoming, we did have a pretty good turnout for the last homecoming. I think there were 3 of us there. And Soror Mar, you know that we used to go, well, we do go to the Pedro Grill, and that's other members of Alpha Lambda, but there are a few of the line sisters there. And unfortunately, one of our line sisters, just her health is not able to join us now. So we stay in touch the best way we can,
But
sending birthday cards.
yeah, no, I just do want to, say about my mom. She's literally been active and financial all these years, like all these years, never a break. And for since 56 years, like that's a long time. So I'm financial really because of her. I took breaks having my kids. Granted, she was working, she was raising me and my brother, but she's always been active. And so I think that, number one, the commitment that when she pledged, that shows the type of person she is, the type of woman she is, the commitment she made to Delta to always be active. And like it's a lifetime commitment. And you've got the t-shirt wearers, you've got the people that are really like you, like boots to the ground. That's how my mom is. So that's just like a testament to her and a testament to you, Janelle, just the level of activity. Because I'm not active the way I should be or the way I want to be, but I'm getting there. I'm a work in progress. So again, the type of level of commitment that speaks a lot on just character. So I just want to say that.
And it takes plan and time management, because I would say this, we're in the process of doing a membership intake, and we've been doing some Zoom calls, and there was a soror up there. She said, "Y'all excuse me, I got my camera off. I'm nursing my 2-week-old baby." And so, that shows that she's still trying to be active, but she's got her family. And some sorors do have to kind of curtail some of the activities, because, you have to raise your family. But I'm Golden Life, Jamaine is Diamond. And so we have made a lifetime commitment. And when that little girl of hers get up more, I know she's going to jump right in, because she's always a giver. And see, being a Delta just goes right along with what I am. I love to help and serve people. It's in my DNA, and that's the same for her too.
Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. So we're gonna wrap it up a little bit here. I got two final questions. Um, is there anything else you would like to tell us about your experience, your legacy, or what Delta Sigma Theta has meant to you? I think you sort of touched on it throughout your every question, but if you just had to wrap it up in one statement, what has it meant to you?
Well, definitely the sisterhood and the bonding, and on the same page, wanting to give back and contribute to our world. And just knowing that you've always got somebody that you have something in common with, because on the national level, regional level, and your local level. And so I thank God that I was led into Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and I do share and wear my colors and my letters with pride.
Mhm.
Very nice. And then one more thing, what has it meant for you graduating from North Carolina Central University?
Oh, that's another chapter. I mean, I could talk over that too. I mean, I'm just proud to be an Eagle. I'm a lifetime member in that. And I'm just like my daughter said, we were at the homecoming. She didn't have a choice, she and her brother. We were there all the time. I'd pack a lunch. We'd be up in the stand and give them something to eat, because it would be a long day. And we were living in Charlotte at the time. So it wasn't like, right around the corner. We had to drive for that. And so I'm just proud of what the university is doing. I encourage people when I see them going that went to NCCU, I said, you got to come back and you got to give. We need, and when I do a lot of substitute teaching now that I'm retired, and I
Mhm.
do put a plug in for the university and let them know that the programs are expanding. I was able to go to the business department, the School of Business, when it opened, and Dean Nelson is doing a fantastic job there, what they're doing. So, and then our new chancellor, I'm looking forward to what she's planning. She was on a Zoom call with my chapter, not my Delta chapter, but I'm with the NCCU Raleigh Wake Alumni chapter.
Mhm.
And she came in and she laid out a lot of things, and she needs the support of the alumni, money, ideas, and time. And one thing she
Absolutely.
said, and you probably heard her say it, is to, when you're out, wear something with NCCU on, and maybe people will come in and ask you about that. So yeah, I'm very proud of being an Eagle, class of 1969, and I'm going to be ended up class of going. I'm in the course of Society of Golden Eagle, but it's going to soon be 60 years. Right now, it's just be going on 56 years, I guess.
I love it. So we have our day of giving. Do you have like a little plug that I could possibly use to encourage all all sorors, no matter the Alpha Lambda or not, to give to NCCU on our day of giving, which is April 1st through 2nd?
Well, you know what? I would have to say Alpha Lambda makes me proud. And when we go to my sorority meeting, people tell where they pledge, and Alpha Lambda gets a standing ovation. And you all are doing great. I did participate in this 1913, not 1913, but whatever you're doing now. Well, it was 1913. I think you're supposed to give so much every year, or you
Yes.
could do a lump sum. I gave the lump sum. And
Hmm.
I will encourage people to give when you come out on the football field and present that check. Oh yeah, it's great. So I would encourage. I'll spread the word and tell them, remember the day of giving is coming up, because the scholarships that kids need. I mean, tuition is expensive, and
Hmm.
so yeah, we need to support as much as we can. Even if you just give I say if each alumni that graduate from NCCU will give $100 a year, just $100. Can you think of all the people who graduated?
Wow.
That would just add up to a big sum of money. Because I know everybody's finances are different, but $100 a year would mean a lot to
Hmm.
the university.
Hmm.
So I do encourage that. And thank you for all that you're doing at Alpha Lambda,
Well,
making
thank
us
you.
proud.
Thank you. And so, Jamaine, I'm gonna come to you, and I'm gonna ask you the same question. What has Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated meant to you in our
Yeah.
almost 30 years of being
I
members?
know, I know, I know. Definitely the sisterhood. And I can say, so I was in pharmaceutical sales when I first graduated from undergrad, and my hiring manager was a Delta. And so I can say that I truly got that job. I felt like, she felt like I was qualified, but it was because of her, and she was in a position to hire, that I got that job, because she stood up at a sorority meeting. This was back in Charlotte. She stood up at a sorority meeting and was saying that she was looking for a pharmaceutical sales rep. So I took advantage of that opportunity. So I can say that that is truly because of Delta Sigma Theta. The sisterhood, of course, we're line sisters and we're sisters, and you know, um, all of those things. And then just throughout the years, yeah, you walk, you walk in the airport, or you're at a restaurant, or you're just like out at the grocery store, and you see somebody with the letters, and it's like, oh hey, and when I've got my kids with me, they're like, well, how do you know that person? Like, and I'm like, I don't know them other than they're members of my sorority, but I treat them as if I knew that I've known them all my life. And just the camaraderie, the sisterhood, the community service. And, like my mom said, I truly like to give and help others. And so, really being involved with the community is what I enjoy doing. And then, of course, being a graduate of North Carolina Central University, the Mighty Eagles, like, love that. Like, I tell my kids and I tell everybody that those 4 years were the best years of my life. The friendships, everything, like the memories. We won't say too much on camera. Only you and I know that.
That's right. If you know, you know.
But just the friendships. And then, we just had homecoming last year, and, had a great time there. Looking forward to homecoming this year. Like, it's just, now that I'm older and my kids are, because I tried to drag my kids to homecoming, and they would drag, fighting and screaming, like, I'm tired. So I'm like, okay, fine. Y'all grown enough. Y'all don't have to come. I'm coming. And
I know
so,
that's
like,
right.
I'm looking forward to homecoming this year and all the years, that we have ahead of us. So and there's so much history. Like, I know a lot that my mom has shared with me through the years, but like she said, like, I feel like, my mom and her classmates, like, they are like 10 toes down when it comes to giving and being involved. And so, like, that's what I want for us. That's what I want for myself. That's what I want for us. That's what I want for the future generations. Because there's so many, like, we can, like, the list goes on of people who have done some really great things. Like, we've all done great things.
Mhm.
But, like, you read about people like, Julius Chambers, and, it's just like the list goes on. And so Central is rich in, community service and business and all of the industries. And it is the best, not only the best HBCU, but the best university, in my opinion.
I love
I
it.
just want to say this about Jamaine, and I don't remember what year, what year it was, but to talk about her dedication and love for homecoming at NCCU. She was almost, what, 9 months pregnant, Jamaine, when you were out there? What
Uh-huh.
year was that? What child was that?
I,
Was that
I don't know.
Adrian?
I have a bunch of kids, Mama, so I can't.
I'm just talking to people because you see people you haven't seen in years, and you're just talking and you run into them, and some of you remember because we've changed over the years. Some of you don't. Just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Can't remember their name. They don't remember your name, but I do remember this year, this particular homecoming. She was out there and showing that she was supporting her university and about to deliver one of her youngins.
I think I missed that homecoming because I would have had jokes.
Right. Yes, you would have.
Well, I want to thank you both for taking this time out today. I hope you enjoyed doing this interview.
This is awesome.
I think this is going to be an amazing project when it's complete. And Sarah Wilson, you offer so many things that is so interesting to me as far as the vibe of Central back in that time, right? Because each class, like our time there in the '90s, it was a different vibe, and so I thank you for imparting that to me today. I've had a great time interviewing you. It's always good to see you as usual.
Well,
And
thank you. Same here.
thank you so much. And if there's anything else you want to add, this is your opportunity right now to like spill it. Don't tell
Well,
us.
I guess I would just say when Jermaine asked me to do this, I said, well, I could probably tell you what I remember in 2 minutes. And when I saw it was from 1:30 to 3, but the time has been well spent. And I just want to commend you, Sarah Mar, for doing this. And I'm waiting with bated breath to see the final result and what pull together. And it will be a testament to the history of NCCU and Alpha Lambda. And that will keep the history going because we lose so much in history. And
Mhm.
one thing I notice now, and you probably notice it too, people use their cell phone to take pictures, whereas we use a camera back then, we get them developed and put them
Mhm.
in a photo album, could scan them. But now they're on cell phones, and unless people make an extra point to preserve them some kind of way, those pictures are going to be lost because I know I took a lot of homecoming, and people took a lot of me. Where are they?
Right.
So. But thank you again. I look forward to it, and I will say that I do remember your late aunt, Sarah Roslyn Morrow. She was a sweetheart. She was my big sister, and it was just a great loss for us. She left behind a great legacy, and she'll be very proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Do you remember interacting with her? Was she interactive with your line at all?
I think she was maybe 2 lines ahead of me. She
Uh-huh.
probably pledged maybe her sophomore year because you back then you couldn't pledge until I believe it was your sophomore year
Okay.
because I guess they wanted to make sure your GPA was in okay. So I just remember her as being one of my big sisters and very nice with no not trying to intimidate me at all, just trying to encourage me. And I like that. So,
Okay.
and even
Okay.
after I moved back to this area, I would see her over in Durham because she went on and became very active with the links. That service
Yep.
continued with her.
Yep. She
Just
loved the
wonderful.
links.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, well, I'm not gonna hold you all any longer. Thank you so much. When we get this edited, I'll make sure to send you a version. I
Oh,
may use the piece about the Day of Giving. I may just use that snippet as a one of our advertising pieces to get people to give, because that's our we're in a challenge. Of course, we win just about every year. The Deltas do. Um, but one day of giving, we don't do nothing else. We're gonna win that challenge now. Um, so hopefully, if you don't mind, if I can use like a little snippet of that, and then I'll make sure Pandora Frazier gets it, and so and we'll just start sending it out via social media to get people to
Well,
encourage them.
okay, one other thing I just add, this is not really pertaining to Delta, and it is in a way. When I moved back from Charlotte, I kept running to people from NCCU. So now what we do, we get together as Eagle Ladies. And when you mentioned Pandora, that brought that to my attention because we have quite a few who would send me email, add me to the list, add me to the list. We want to come to the Eagle Ladies. We meet about 4 times a year and we go to different
Nice.
restaurants. Yes. In fact, we're going to be going in April, and this is going to be to Lula and Sadie's in Durham, which
Oh, that's
has
nice.
NCCU connection. I did not know that until recently, but beforehand we've been going to restaurants like at Crabtree and
Uh-huh.
Ruth Chris and stuff like that. And so now we do it 4 times a year, and it's spreading. People say, add me to the list. And there's a lot of Deltas that come too, but we do accept anybody. I mean, they just as long as they went to NCCU, of course, went to
Okay, thank you.
NCCU, NCCU, or worked at NCCU. It could be grad school, undergrad. Maybe you started there and went somewhere else, or either you went somewhere else and then ended up at NCCU. So yeah, Eagle Ladies, that's what we're called. So if you know anybody who wants to join us, you can give them my information, and I'll put them on the list, and they'll get the invite.
I will be sending you you have my email. I want to come.
I was gonna say you need to join, Janelle.
I'm an Eagle lady, okay?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, really, it is. So maybe you can join us when we go. It's going to be the second. It's usually the first Saturday
Hmm.
in the month, but I think there's something going on with NCCU that month, that Saturday, the 5th of April, or maybe the 6th of April. But anyway, we move to
Okay.
the next Saturday. But yes, I will add you and get the e-bike. It's going to be in Durham this time. We try to go back and forth, Durham,
Okay.
Chapel Hill, and Raleigh, so people won't have to travel one place all the time.
Well, I like Lulu's ladies. I've been there several different times. Food is delicious. That's just
Oh,
great.
I'm glad
That's
to
a
hear
great
that.
restaurant.
I'm
Great
glad to hear
restaurant.
that. Good.
Yeah.
I was so excited when I found out it was NCCU connection. I
Oh,
think his
nice.
mother went to NCCU. Did he go to NCCU?
I don't know if he did, but I have heard that there was an NCC connection. I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure about what the connection was, but it may be. And also the building it's in, it's an old bakery that for years, I knew it to be a bakery. My mom actually got her wedding cake when she married my dad the first time.
Mm.
Uh, let me stop
They got
recording.
married a couple
But
times.
so yeah, let me stop recording now. No, but Miss Wilson, you might remember because it was a bakery, and it's the building. It's an old bakery. It's over by Lakewood. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know if
heard.
y'all used to venture over there.
No, when when I went to school, we probably could have talked about this. We were not allowed to go much downtown. They said don't go on Pettigrew Street because it's not very safe. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that or not, but we were green freshmen. We were so shy and young. We didn't go many places. But I do remember, I think it was the Green Candle. Was that the Green
Oh,
Candle
I
restaurant? Yeah.
love the green candle. Oh, Miss Allen, I love the green candle. Oh,
Yeah.
Jamaine, that lady, she made a $4.25 plate, and this was in the '90s.
Oh,
So I can
wow.
imagine earlier it was cheaper. She
Right.
was in Phoenix Square, which is right down the street, but she used to work it out of our house, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Wilson.
Yeah.
She used to do $4.25 a plate, and you would get a meat and two vegetables and a roll, and you can get a cup of tea that was so sweet you could have like 8 cups of tea for 50
Yeah.
cents.
I
So
never
yeah,
went there. You went there in
yeah,
college?
oh yeah,
Oh, I never went there.
oh yeah, she was good. You couldn't sit in her
Yeah.
restaurant. I mean, she had specific rules. You had to line up. You couldn't do a lot of talking. If you did a lot of talking, she would turn around and just stop serving. Like women couldn't come in with tank tops.
Oh, wow.
You had to have a t-shirt on.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you, yeah, that was a great. She only served lunch. She was only open from 11 to 2.
So
Wow.
the dress code was a lot different back there then. I mean, you know, like I told you, I was in the business department. I couldn't even wear pants. I had to go wear like a business suit. But I did not know about that bakery that you mentioned, but I did hear
Hmm.
there was some history there. But if you can come that Saturday, I think it's going to be that second Saturday.
Okay.
You can share a lot with it. And also, we really would like to know the Eagle ladies. We have fun, the socializing, but maybe we can think about a joint project we can do for the university. I know one time we collected money, not money, but items for the student pantry. I
Hmm.
did not know they had a student pantry there, so we collected some snacks and put in there. And we'd like to do something else. I know they got this almost like Dress for Success project.
Hmm.
I've asked people if you got nice clothes you want to donate.
Hmm.
They have those there for young ladies who are going on an interview or going
They do.
out for a social evening. So yeah, we'd like to, if you can share some of that, maybe if you can join us on that day. I would love
Absolutely.
for the chancellor to come sometime. So maybe, I know she won't be able to come that weekend because it's going to be close to her inauguration weekend, but
Yeah.
later on, let her come.
Are you coming to the installation that morning on the 11th, Friday
Well,
morning?
I want to come. What happened is when I saw it, I had a dentist appointment that day and supposed to get my taxes done that day. And so I did not RSVP, but I moved things around. I changed my
Hmm.
dental appointment and my tax thing. But then when I tried to RSVP, it was closed. So I
I
may
got
just
you.
try to go up and pretend I got an
I
invitation,
got you.
just walk in.
I got you. They're not that RSVP was really for people who like work at colleges who are representing, but we had to make it for everybody. So I don't think they're gonna block people from coming to the installation that morning. Now the gala, of course, you got to buy a ticket for, but
Oh, I saw that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I'll make sure you get in on that list. So you don't have to
Okay.
worry about it. I don't think you
Thank
have.
you. Because I
I don't
mean,
think it's an issue.
this is going to be a once in a lifetime for me to go to an inauguration for NCCU. And she's a Soror too. Yes, I would love to
They
be there.
already know. They already know. They said I already told them the Delta's going to take up the whole left hand side of McDougal. Get ready.
For sure.
And I think in her speech, I heard that she's going to give a shout out to Delta Sigma Theta. So I said, let her stand back and let the oops commence because it's going to
Right.
go on. Just
Right.
stand back and absorb it. Like it's going to be loud. So
It's
It's
gonna be
going to take a while
loud.
to die down.
so no. So but Jamaine, I think we met her.
When?
She crossed Spring 95, Muamacron, North Carolina State.
Oh, okay.
And so, like in our little road trips that we would do, I don't know.
Right.
I think you went with us when we went to Blackout at State. It was like their black version of a party that they do.
Yeah, I
And we
think so.
went,
Uh-huh.
yeah, and they were there.
Okay.
So I think we met all of them. I think we met all of them at one point or another.
Okay.
So it's just it's nice. She's spring like I said, she's spring 95. So
That's awesome. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
She's doing a
So
good job.
she is. She got to get some more wins under her belt.
Yes.
We got to get this housing issue taken care of. So
Yeah.
once we
Got to
get that
get what
straight,
taken care of? You say what was that?
housing,
Oh yes,
housing.
yes. She did mention that we are housing and we're landlocked.
Yeah.
She said there was somebody buying up a lot of, when she spoke with us in Raleigh for the NCCU chapter, she says somebody's buying up a lot of property in Durham, and she doesn't know who it is. I don't know if you can put your ears to the ground and find out who that is. I hope they're not buying up the property for development or something like that. She did say we may use like a Centennial campus, may have to go
Mm-hmm.
that route, maybe a satellite campus, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. But she did she wanted us to promote the university
Mm-hmm.
and give. She did, and I probably shared this with Jamaine. The athletic department is really underfunded, she said.
Yeah, they are. They are. We are landlocked, and it is. People are trying to buy up bits of Fayetteville Street. It's the part of Fayetteville Street going toward the expressway. That
Mm-hmm.
whole Phoenix Square, and I think it's Hayti Development. The only thing they can't buy is Hayti Heritage Center because it's a landmark, right? So you can't buy that. But from what I hear, that they're trying to buy everything around it because they've already built three big apartment complexes across the highway.
Mm.
So they got all these new apartments. They've sold the Walgreens. The Walgreens is going to go out of business. That's right down the street from Central. And they got like this all of these. It's a couple of restaurants. It's a mosque over there. I heard they're trying to buy that. But like if we could buy that, that would be great because we would still be on the Fayetteville Street corridor.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be. I think if we could stay close to the Fayetteville Street corridor, but like she said, we're gonna probably have to get like a satellite campus.
Mm.
I'd even suggested going downtown, taking an office building, and maybe take the communications and put them down there and convert. But we need housing. The issue is we got 10,000 on the waiting list.
Wow.
Yeah, she had to speak to that, how
Yeah.
to kind of trim the list, she requested money up front, where that would kind of cut people down. But one thing you probably can speak to this, the people that's building those apartments, would it be really expensive if we leased them for housing? Because I remember, the apartments across from the Chicken Box on Fayetteville Street, what was it called? College Town or something like that?
Yeah,
College
the AKAs
something.
had bought it. The AKAs
Oh,
had
they
bought it
have?
at one point, but they sold it. I guess they didn't want to be in the business of that. They sold it, but like if we got that, that would be even helpful.
Because we had people to stay there, we that couldn't get on campus. They were leased at that part, and then we found people who want to rent to college students.
Mm-hmm.
So those people who are building the apartments, if we can lease from them, that would
Yeah.
hopefully help with our housing. But we got to get the funds even to pay for the lease.
Yeah.
And
Them apartments
so
are expensive.
yes, exactly. And so we just got to, I don't know, we got to have the alumni to give fundraisers or something. So yeah, so I don't know. I give what I can. I try to give more, and I do try to spread it out. I know I give to Alpha Lambda. I
Mm-hmm.
give to the athletic department, to the band, and to the business. And so they've got the Society of Golden Eagles now. They've got a big, pretty aggressive goal for us to give this year. So I hope we can
Okay.
make it. Yeah.
Okay.
Last year giving was good. We got we got what, 2 million? Was it 2 million? And that was good. A few years back we didn't even get a million for the all class reunion banquet, because I always like to go to that. That's that Thursday night. And so it was really great that that they gave that this past year. And I hope it continues.
Yeah, I don't know if I class 95. I don't think we gonna get her. I saw that told I was like, girl, that's not gonna hit it. That's not gonna hit it. But we're gonna try. I do the best I can too.
Right.
And that's all you can do is do the best you can. But nobody should be going broke trying to give, right? You give what
Right.
you can. So
Right.
but yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I would try to join you all for that. That would be fun. I think that would be exciting. Will I be the youngest person there? I just want to know.
Well, no, that's another thing. I want to recruit some of the younger Soror. No, there would be some there for you, but we've had some younger than you, and I think they see us being old. They figure they don't have anything in common. But I would like to. I mean, so yeah, bring some young people.
Okay,
Bring
good,
some young
good.
people. There are a few people I would like this in grad school now. I know she's like just maybe 23 or 24. She has RSP. Yes, if she will come.
Oh, good,
So,
good,
so
good.
yeah.
Because I go to the 80s.
Yeah, you roll with the young girls anyway. So yeah, bring them. They find you relevant and cool. So yeah, bring them.
I don't find them cool. I don't find them cool. I be like, you don't know nothing.
Right.
About nothing.
That's why you got to mold them and be a mentor.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
So
No, because I
bring
go
them.
to the 80s. I go to the
Yeah.
80s, then I'm always the youngest. So they don't ever do that competition. Who's the oldest and who the youngest? Because I
Yeah.
already know I'm going to win it. Like, I already know I'm going to win it. So, like, let's not play this game. Let's. But no, I will definitely try to be there for sure, for sure. And I'll see you at the installation as well. I'll be there.
Okay, I'll plan to be there. If you're on the door, just say, yeah, she's good. Let her come on in.
Come on in. Come on. She needs a VIP section. Come on over here.
Right. That's right.
It
roll out
pays
the red
people
carpet.
in high places.
I don't know about high. It might be
I'll
mid,
just throw
but
your name
not
out.
quite that.
I'll just throw your name out.
All right. Well, you all have a good rest of your Sunday. We had our sorority meeting we do ours the third Sunday. Yeah, we did. Yeah, but because of that storm, they switched it to Zoom because we meet in Chapel Hill. I'm in Chapel Hill, Carborough.
Oh, you're
So,
with our cousin Sharon.
yes.
Sharon Hinton. Well, this is just a special call meeting because voting. We're doing this vote technical now online, and we had technician problems Thursday night. We thought we've been done. So this is the first time we've done it like this. But that's where it's going because everything is uploaded on the computer now.
Yeah.
So